Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra and today I have a birthday book haul. It's more like I bought these books for my birthday, knowing that I wouldn't be able to go do what I really wanted to go do for my birthday because I wasn't given the travel benefits during my birthday / vacation. So I have to wait for my benefits to go travel. So I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to go to the south of France. That's not gonna happen until I get my travel benefits and save up some money. So yeah, instead I bought all these books to make me feel better for my 27th birthday. 27! How cool is that? So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. And as always, drum roll for what we're gonna have in this book haul. So we're going to have some fiction, a lot of personal finance books because your girl wants to be rich, okay? Because I cannot be working for anyone else but myself. So yeah, so I guess that lots of fiction, new fiction books, new releases, and some books have been sent to me. And yeah, so I got books from everywhere. Let's just get into it because this might be a long haul. Okay, let's open this first package. Oh my god. Okay, so I ordered this way back. Like, I think like 2 months back. So I finally opened it. It's Poor Things by Alasdair Gray. I just feel like I'm missing out on this book and the movie. So I just really want to read it. Oh my god, the font is so huge. So yeah, that's Poor Things. I got this in April. I could see beginning April. So I never even opened it out of the package. I actually put it on audiobook loan, so that's why I haven't read it yet. But it's the new Leigh Bardugo book, and it's The Familiar. I just love this freaking copy, and it's just everything that I love. I love Leigh Bardugo. Look at the end pages. That's pomegranate. Of course it is. So it says here, in a shabby house on a shabby street in the new capital of Madrid, Lucia Cortado uses scraps of magic to get through her days of endless toil as a scullion. But when her scheming mistress discovers that the lump of a servant cowering in the kitchen is actually hiding a talent for little miracles, she demands Lucia to use those gifts to better the family's social position. So yeah, it's basically witch, inquisition, all that good stuff set in Spain. So I can't wait to read this. Then we got this package. Oh yeah, I ordered this. I paid a fortune to get this book. Because I wanted to get it in the original copy cover of the book. And I love how it said it was new, but it actually looks kind of used, but that's okay. And it's Throttled by Lauren Asher. So I have the rest of the books in this series, so I just needed to collect this one in the old copy before they relaunched the entire series. So that's what I did. And yeah, I paid like more than full price for this, so lesson learned. Next book, I think I know what this one is probably. Oh yeah, okay, it's this book. It's Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller. And I just heard that this book is a wild adventure. Henry Miller and Anais Nin have such a like torrid romance, and I feel like that romance is inside their books and their autofiction and whatnot. So I really want to pick this up sometime this summer. And yeah, I just know that this book is a crazy pornographic book and it has been banned. So I love this cover. I really wanted to get it in this edition, the Penguin edition. Alright, next package. Okay, so this is one of the arcs that was sent to me. It's called Dead Tired and an Expectant Detective's Mystery by Kat Ailes. Advanced reader copy. It looks pretty cool. It says here, being a new mom is murder. Alice didn't think her maternity leave would involve so much, well, murder. Before becoming proud new moms, she and her friends bonded more than members of a prenatal group usually would, as they became accidental amateur sleuths and solved a crime together. So this is pretty cool. This reminds me of that show on Netflix that's really good. Good Trouble, I think it's called Good Trouble, where a mom gets like involved in like a heist, and then there's a gang member and she's a mom. Anyways, so cool. Such a good series. I highly recommend if you like comedy, action, drama, all that good stuff. And we got a book from Chapters. I've wanted this book for such a long time, so I finally bought it during my birthday discount, and it's called The Courage to Be Disliked, the Japanese phenomenon that shows you how to change your life and achieve real happiness, by Ishiro Kishimi and Fumite Koga. So I've only heard good things about this book, especially like, you know, if you're in the self-help spaces, you might have heard of this book. And obviously, as you guys know, I review and talk about self-help on my second channel. Now let's get through this big heavy box. So these are, once again, all the books that I got from Chapters for my birthday. First, we have the 12-week year, Get More Done in 12 Weeks Than Others Do in 12 Months by Brian P. Morgan. The reason why I got this book is because I've only heard good things about it, and it's highly endorsed by Ali Abdaal, and obviously he's a productivity self-made type of channel, so I really do feel like this might help me set more concrete time-specific goals, because I tend to make big goals at the beginning of the year, but I do kind of lose the plot a little bit, and obviously like life changes and ebbs and flows with the seasons, but I do want to be better at making better goals. Then I got this book. It's called The Third Perspective, Brave Expression in the Age of Intolerance by Africa Book. I've only heard, again, good things about this because I follow Amy from Inspired to Write for the last decade, and obviously you guys know, if you watch my previous vlogs and videos, I take her class, her course in the Inspired Collective, and this is the book club book for this month. So obviously I wanted to pick this up, and I really resonate with Africa Book. She was also a person that has dealt with drugs and alcohol and coming, you know, out of the other side, and she talks a lot about self-sabotage, so I definitely know that this book is perfect for me. Okay, let me just throw in a fiction book because I feel like I've only been showing non-fiction right now, and it's this tiny little book called Sweet Days of Discipline, a novel by Fleur Jaggi, and this is translated literature. It's very, very small, and the reason why I picked this one up is because it's been recommended by a few of my favorite booktubers, TikTokers, etc., and it's like, I think it's queer. It says, a novel about obsessive love and madness set in post-war Switzerland. Fleur Jaggi's eerily beautiful novel begins innocently enough. At 14, I was a boarder in a school in the Appenzell. But then there is nothing innocent here. With the offhanded remorselessness of a young Eve, the narrator describes her potentially lethal designs to win the affections of Frédéric, the apparently perfect new girl. Sweet Days of Discipline is a peerless, terrifying, and gorgeous work. So just seems like the type of thing that I would love to read. Then I got this book. It's called The Millionaire Fastlane, Crack the Code to Wealth and Live Rich for a Lifetime by M.J. DeMarco. And again, Ali Abdaal, highly recommended. This is highly recommended when I go through the business sphere of things, okay? I know some of you don't like that, but I like that because I feel like when you have not been taught how to make money, how to survive by your own means, like as in like how to create a business, create your online presence, and make money off that, it's really hard to just come at it blind, which that's what I kind of have been doing the last 2 years. So I feel like this is the year where I like really want to hone in and really want to start, you know, selling and taking things to the next level and being more serious with my content, especially on the second channel. So I love to do reviews of books like this as well on that second channel. But I think this is the last time I'm going to mention that second channel because I don't want to be redundant and I don't want to annoy you guys. So yeah. I finally got my copy of Coercive Control, How Men Entrap Women in Personal Life by Evan Stark. I've been wanting this book since last year when I watched a TikToker talk about it. But they actually released a second edition, so I waited and now I have it in hardcover. I love the purple. But yeah, this is a big book, and I know I'm going to be using this in the fiction that I write and in maybe part of like the memoir that I'm writing. So this is good research and I can't wait to read this when I feel ready. Okay, so the next two books are what made the box really heavy, and it's not my typical genre, but it's something that I am fascinated about, and that I have taken a class on performance and art and different art performance and what art means in the grand scheme of things. So one of the biggest performance artists out there is obviously Marina Abramovich, and this is her book, Nomadic Journey and Spirit of Places. This is one of her books. This is like a collection that she has, so it's a never before published, just self-curated, intensely personal collection of travel notes and sketches by the world's most revered performance artist. Offers readers a kind of iconography of Abramovich's daring and utterly original body of work. So I have this one by her, and I got this big one by her. So obviously, as you can tell, these were like the bulk of the order, and it's a visual biography, and it's red, it's huge, it's big, and I just am so excited. I had like a moment where for like a week or two I just kept watching her videos and watching her art and getting back into it and whatnot, and I had already started her actual biography, this one, which is Walk Through Walls. I literally read half of this and then I had to go to bed, and I was like sleep deprived, went to work, and I never read the other half, and I want to read the other half maybe after I finish this video, because I've just been busy finishing other books and whatnot. So yeah, now I'm so excited to get back into it. And I think like I do want to talk more about other art mediums, especially since getting into it since last 1 or 2 years with the writing of my book, of my French Riviera book, and the art crime aspects that I want to write as well. So yeah, I've just been really getting into different things lately, and I like it. Okay, so I have a box here that is not a book, but I'm tired of just looking at this box in my room for the last few months, and I bought this for when I graduated flight school, and not flight school but flight attendant training, and I just thought this would be a cute thing to have. It's basically a poster of places you travel around the world, so you can scratch off the places you've been to. And I think this one is special because it has a Canadian map as well, and since I don't do much international traveling, I do mostly domestic, I think this is going to be such a great map to have, 2 maps. I don't really want to open it right now because I need to clean up my room and have things ready because I'm going to be celebrating my birthday. But yeah, I'm just going to link these maps down below so you can go check them out. But yeah, I love the pastel bluish, and this is like the part where you scratch off. Next box, I think there's like a tiny book in here. And I was right, I've been wanting this book since last year. It's Why Have There Been No Great Women Artists? And it's so funny, the way I came about this book is that I googled it. I literally googled it. I'm like, why do we not have that many great female painters and artists that we know of, you know, compared to like male like artists, obviously. And this book came up and I'm very excited to read it. It's very tiny, very small, and it has beautiful images too, so I'm very excited to finally read this book. Alright, let's open this one. Another advanced reader's copy that I got. It's called Unrest, a novel by Gwen Twinman. And it says, brash, duplicitous women, murder and mayhem, and illicit love abound in this wild adventure for fans of Outlander and the Home of Unwanted Girls, announcing a major new talent in historical fiction. So if you like that, you should definitely pick up this book. Next book. I don't know how to explain this, but opening books and getting books that you've bought a long time ago is so exciting, and it's just like, it feels like a brand new gift, although I know I bought it. And we got The Courage to Be Disliked. Oh, The Courage to Be Happy, not disliked. This one is The Courage to Be Happy, the Japanese phenomenon that shows you that the true contentment is within your power. And again, it's by Ishiro Kishimi and Fumite Koga. So it's by the same authors from The Courage to Be Disliked. Again, I heard great things about both books, so I can't wait to read both. This is a very, very, very exciting book. It's Knife by Salman Rushdie, and it's Meditations After an Attempted Murder. For those of you who don't know the story, Salman Rushdie had like this bounty over his head, and I'm just gonna read you what it's written here. It says here, on the morning of August 12, 2022, Salman Rushdie was standing on stage at the Shaltaka Institution preparing to give a lecture on the importance of keeping writers safe from harm when a man wearing black clothes and a black mask rushed down the aisle towards him wielding a knife. What followed was a horrific act of violence that shook the literary world and beyond. Now, for the first time, and in unforgettable detail, Rushdie relives the traumatic events of that day and its aftermath, as well as his journey towards physical recovery and the healing that was made possible by the love and support of his wife Eliza, his family, his army of doctors and physical therapists, and his community of readers worldwide. Oh my god, I'm getting like shivers. Knife is Rushdie at the peak of his powers, writing with urgency, with gravity, with unflinching honesty. It is also a deeply moving reminder of literature's capacity to make a sense of the unthinkable, an intimate and life-affirming meditation on life, loss, love, art, and finding the strength to stand up again. Simply insane, and I can't wait to read this, and I can't wait to read his book. Okay, next one. I'm so excited about this book because this is like, again, another of the book club book for Inspired Collective, and it's Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us by Susan Maximin and Ivy Ross. So it's just about art and how it transforms us, and I feel like this is going to be such a great book for me. And it says doctors have been prescribing museum visits to address loneliness, dementia, and many other physical and mental health concerns. After talking at length about him, here is finally the man himself, Feel Good Productivity, How to Do More of What Matters to You by Ali Abdaal. Really, truly one of my most highly anticipated books of the year, just because I watch him on the regular, so really want to read this and review it for you guys. I also got more fiction now, finally. This has been adapted into a movie with such great actors. Paul Mescal, Andrew Scott, Claire Foy, and Jamie Bell, so all great actors. And it's All of Us Strangers by Teichi Yamada, and it's translated by Wayne P. Lammers. It says here, screenwriter Harada is disconnected from the world, lonely and jaded. He's drifted apart from his son and is dismissive when approached with gestures of friendship, including from a lonely and mysterious tenant who lives in his mostly empty apartment building. One night, when Harada returns to the dilapidated downtown district of Tokyo where he grew up, he meets a man who looks exactly like his long-dead father, and so begins Harada's ordeal, thrust into a reality where his parents appear to be alive at the exact age they had been when they died many years earlier. Deeply felt and profoundly searching, All of Us Stranger is a beautiful meditation on loss and a connection between the familial love and romantic love. That is a crazy concept, and I cannot wait to read this and then watch the movie. Then I got this book that I've heard great things about again, and it's A Short Walk Through a Wide World by Douglas Westerbeek. A dazzling epic novel that charts the incredible adventurous life of one woman as she journeys the globe, trying to outrun a mysterious curse that will destroy her life if she ever stops moving. And it's set in Paris 1885, so I just feel like it's one of those books that will probably give me the vibes of like Addie LaRue, so or like Erin Morgenstern, so that's what I've been looking for. So I'm so happy to find another book like this. After reading A Study in Drowning, I had said that I really want to find more books with those kind of feelings and sentiment, and I think this one is going to be perfect. So I did good on my research, I think, so I hope that I'm going to love this book. I got this one. I don't know how I never heard about this book before, but it's I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by Joan Greenberg, and it's a Penguin classic. And it says here, after making an attempt on her own life, 16-year-old Deborah Blow is diagnosed with schizophrenia. With the reluctant and fearful consent of her parents, she enters a psychiatric hospital many hours from her home in suburban Chicago. Here she will spend the next 3 years trying, with the help of a gifted psychiatrist, to find a path back to her normal life and to emerge from the imaginary kingdom of YR in which she has sought refuge. This was my next question. I wanted to see if this was an autobiography or not. It says, a semi-autobiographical novel originally published under the pen name Hannah Green, just a year after The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I Never Promised You a Rose Garden remains, more than half a century later, a timeless and ultimately hopeful book, ripe for the rediscovery by a new generation eager to erase the stigma of mental illness. This is like my type of book. I just really want to read this next month because I'm currently working through my own past with my mental health and working through writing certain things and filming certain videos, so I've just been consuming a lot of mental health related books and biography and fictionalized biography because I think that's something that would interest me. And finally, I got this big boy. It's Sofia Coppola's archive, and it's of her, you know, movies that she produced and whatnot, and I just can't wait to delve into this. But I couldn't find a copy online that was reasonable price, and now since I had a big discount and they had it in stock at Chapters, I'm like, I need to get this, and I'm just so happy to have this. And it's so pink and it's huge. So would you believe me if I said that was part 1 of the book haul and this is part 2? Listen, I really felt really depressed, okay, when I realized that I couldn't go to Paris because I didn't have my travel benefits, and I knew that I could not spend $3,000 to $5,000 to go to Paris for my birthday. So I bought books, and Book Outlet had a great amazing sale going on, and it's the first sale that I bought into since the last sale that I bought into. So I know what happens once you start buying from Book Outlet again. It's an addiction that never stops. So after this book haul, and spoiler, the next book haul, okay, because I'm still waiting on some books, I'm going on a book buying ban. I said it. Do I mean it? Absolutely not. Will I try to maintain it? Yes. So there's a start. So I got 2 of these small boxes, and there's just a few books in here, so I'm just gonna go through them, and again, it's a mixed bag as usual. So the first book is the second book in the Persepolis. It's The Story of a Return by Marjane Satrapi, and obviously I had to get this. I'm Persian. I read Persepolis like a long time ago, and I can't believe there's a second book. I never knew there was one, so I really definitely have to read this graphic novel. And yeah, I'm just so excited for it, and when I saw this I had to grab it right away. I grabbed V. Schwab's new book called Gallant, and it just looks so cool. Like, this is giving me Howl's Moving Castle vibes, and it says, everything casts a shadow, even the world we live in. And it says here, all her life Olivia Pryor has wondered who she truly is and where she belongs. Her only clue is a slim battered journal, her mother's journal, full of entries that seem to show that she was unraveling, and drawings that look like blots of ink, until Olivia notices a hand, a door, a bloom, a skull. Then a letter beckons Olivia home to Gallant, the one place her mother's journal warns her never to go. So it just feels like typical whimsical book, and again, I just love that. And lots of drawings. I think this is maybe middle grade or YA, I'm not sure, but what I know is that it's V. Schwab, so I know it's gonna be amazing. I got this book that I really wanted to get like a few years back when I was doing my pandemic literature reads, books that I was collecting for a pandemic type novel that I was writing, and it's A Single Man by Christopher Isherwood, and it says, welcome to sunny suburban 1960s Southern California. George is a gay, middle-aged English professor adjusting to solitude after the tragic death of his young partner. He is determined to persist in the routines of his former life. A single man follows him over the course of an ordinary 24 hours. Behind his British Reserve, tides of grief, rage, and loneliness surge. But what is revealed is a man who loves being alive despite all everyday injustices. So I'm not sure if this has anything to do with pandemics anymore, but I think I picked this up because it was on one of the lists of like, if you like The Last of Us, you will like this book. So I'm very confused, and I need to read more about this book online, and I've heard of Isherwood before, and this is my first novel by him. Then I got this book. It's Why Fish Don't Exist, a story of loss, love, and the hidden order of life by Lily Miller, and I heard great things about this book, and it's been recommended to me. And it says, David Starr Jordan was a taxonomist, a man possessed with bringing order to the natural world, but chaos seemed out to get him. His fish collections were demolished by lightning, by fire, and eventually by the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, which sent more than 1,000 specimens housed in the fragile glass jars plummeting to the floor. In an instant, his life work was shattered, but instead of giving in to despair, Jordan introduced one clever innovation that he believed would at least protect his work against the chaos of the world. When NPR reporter Lily Miller first heard of this anecdote in passing, she took Jordan for a fool, a cautionary tale in hubris or denial, but as her own life slowly unraveled, she began to wonder about him. Perhaps, instead, he was a model for how to go on when all seemed lost. What she would unearth about his life would transform her understanding of nature, history, morality, and love. So this just seems like such a wholesome book. And then again, as you guys know, my obsession with books about health and nutrition, I have Eat to Beat Your Diet, Burn Fat, Heal Your Metabolism, and Live Longer by William W. Lee. And I have his other book that I had started reading, which is Eat to Beat Disease. So now this is Eat to Beat Your Diet. Then I got The E-Myth Revisited, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It by Michael E. Gerber. And again, this was recommended on Ali Abdal's channel, so I had to pick it up. I didn't have to pick it up, but I was compelled to pick it up. This is what I meant. And then I have this small little tiny book. It's called The Kybalion. It's by Thatcher Cornerstone Edition. There's no author, but it says here are the teachings of the legendary sage Hermes, reinterpreted for the modern person. Said to be an ancient Egyptian man-god who fathered astrology, alchemy, and other magical arts, the mythical figure of Hermes has fascinated readers of occult literature for a century. So, just heard great things about this, and you know, I'm really into the occult and whatnot, so I had to pick this one up. And we are at box 2 of 2 of Book Outlet. Okay, these next two books are so exciting. I've been wanting to buy these books when I initially placed my chapters order with my discount, but I wanted to save money, so I didn't want to buy them. And then on Book Outlet, they were for like half the price that they're selling, and I just heard such great things about these books. And I follow this creator on TikTok, CC Archetype, and she's such a funny girl. She's a French girl that talks about archetypes and about like who you should date and what you should study and what you should do if you have a certain archetype. And she's just so fascinating, and I love the way she talks, so it just got me really interested. So I got these two books. It says Goddesses in Every Woman, Powerful Archetypes in Women's Lives by Jean Shinoda. And then I also have Gods in Every Man, Archetypes That Shape Men's Lives by Jean Shinoda again. And I just feel like these are going to be such great books. It's just so fascinating about reading about these Greek gods and goddesses and how they can be seen as types of archetypes in everyday people. But obviously this is just for fun. It's not like, you know, the be all and all. Like, I feel like we are such complex individuals, so it doesn't mean that we are one type of way, but I just wanted to read more about that. Then I got two poetry books by the same author, and she started on TikTok and now she's published by Penguin, which is really cool, really fascinating. And it's Home by Whitney Hansen and also Harmony by Whitney Hansen. So I wanted to buy these before, so I'm glad that I have now copies of her poetry so that I could support her. And yeah, another book that was recommended to me via TikTok, it's No Bad Parts, Healing Trauma and Restoring Wholeness with the Eternal Family Systems Model by Richard C. Schwartz. There's also a foreword by Alanis Morissette, yes, the Canadian singer-songwriter that's very popular here. And it's been blurred by Gabor Mate, Bessel van der Kolk, so I think this is going to be really good. And I had heard this girl on TikTok really talk about this and really done some research on the internal family systems model, and it just really fascinated me as someone with, you know, complex history in my family, complex, you know, mental health history as well. So really am excited to read this one. And then finally, the last book that we have here is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This is by the renowned psychologist and winner of the Nobel Prize in Economics. Takes us on a groundbreaking tour of the mind and explains the two systems that drive the way we think. System 1 is fast, intuitive, and emotional, and System 2 is slower, more deliberate, and more logical. The impact of overconfidence on corporate strategy, the difficulties of predicting what will make us happy in the future. Each of these can be understood only by knowing how the two systems shape our judgments and decisions. So I think for someone who used to live life very impulsively, this might be a great book for me. But yeah, I'm doing better. So let's not look at this book haul, okay? Let's not look at this book haul. It was my birthday, okay? Okay, thank you. So that's it. Those were all the books that I got for my birthday. Those were a lot of books. But, you know, what can I say? I can't say much, but, you know, the damage is done. And I'm just gonna have such a great time reading these books. and everything ends up being read at some point anyway, so I don't feel bad. I never feel bad buying books. I'm gonna be honest, I don't spend money on lavish things, you know. What I do is invest money, save money, pay for things, and pay for books, and that makes me happy. So yeah, let me know if you found a new interesting book in this book haul. Like, I'm sure some books you've never heard of. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you read any of these books, what are you reading currently? And let me know, if you watched this video all the way through, how old are you? Okay, I just want to know. Like, I see the demographics of my audience, but I'm just very curious who's actively watching my channel, and also what kind of bookish videos would you like me to film next? Like, do you want recommendations for, I don't know, books about loneliness, books about this, fiction books about that, you know? Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want me to film, book related or writing related on this channel. And for self-help, you can always go and comment on the other channel. But yeah, that's it for me. I am 27 as of yesterday, and I'm feeling great. I've never felt greater in my life. I've never felt so happy to be alive. And hopefully this trend continues, and every year I'm going to feel even happier. And yeah, this is like the second year that I feel happy to be alive, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And I feel more creative than ever. So have a great day. I'll see you on the next bookish video. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video and all my other videos. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!